Hey, Blessed Tribe. I'm back again with another mental health motivational where I hope guys are having a fabulous afternoon. I'm recording this right before bed. I normally don't do this, but guys say, listen, you done did your routine. You done got the baby's hair done. You done did everything you supposed to do for the day. You done serve. You done walk. Y'all, I got like 15 or 14,000 steps in for today. Listen, I usually be struggling just to get the 10, but for some reason in this season, God is saying it's time to step it up. My coach has also been giving strategies and tips and stuff like that about how to increase your walking and just how to just increase everything that I'm doing right now. So God has just been giving me revelation about a lot of things. And I just wanted to share that testimony to encourage you. The things that used to be hard for you just a month ago, just a week ago, they're going to be easy as these weeks are coming forward. You're going to say, listen, I remember a time. You're going to have a lot of I remember a time moments when it's like God is going to be revealing to you how far you have came when you have lacked. In that lack season, you learned a lot. You learned how to hustle. You learned how to make it. You learned how to live with less. You learned how to become a minimalist. You learned how to survive with the things you needed. You learned to get in that kitchen. You learned how to spend time with your kids, do free activities, go to the park. You learn how to budget your finances. You learn how to turn them lights off and use them blinds. Listen, it's a lot of little things you learn in the mud, okay? It's a lot of things you learn along the journey till you get to your level of success that you desire to have and that God got for you, okay? I wanted to get on today to encourage you guys. Listen, no matter what's going on in your life, because trust me, y'all don't be thinking Coach Jess don't be having things going on. Listen. It be stuff going on, okay? And when I say going on, I mean the math don't be math and life be life and people be coming up against me. I be having to put the enemy underneath my feet where he belongs. Soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm talking to the enemy, letting him know, you not today, Satan, not today, go try somebody else, just not me, okay? And I do that in my prayer, I do that in my journal, and I do that in my actions, my thought patterns, and what I'm speaking over my life, what I'm accepting over my life, who I'm denying to have access in my life in this season. The same things with you. God is taking you to another level, okay? So I just wanted to get on tonight to encourage you guys that God gave me a really good message to share with you guys. I'm really kind of exhausted, so just work with me. But I just couldn't go to sleep with this on my mind. So I said, listen, I usually would try to get all cutesy and do all that. But listen, I said, I wanted to show the Blessed Tribe my little pajamas that London got for me. So I'm like a pajama type of girl. I love, that's like a day that I would enjoy. That's me at home by myself, quiet, watching a fuzzy movie in a fuzzy blanket with some fuzzy socks and some pajamas. This is like a really good time of the year for me where I can just really get into that element. Get me some little iced coffee or some black tea or something. Just sip my tea and sip my iced coffee and just relax. So that's like something that I really enjoy. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to do the same. Do some self-care things. Take it easy on yourself. Have some compassion with yourself. I learned that best from my coach Marcy, my health and wellness coach. She was teaching me. She was like, girl, you got to start slowing down. You got to start loving on yourself. You got to give yourself grace. You got to have compassion. So shout out to my coach Marcy. I love you. I love you. You've taught me so much about slowing down. God put people in your path to teach you how to manage his gift. So whatever gift you got, you might be full throttle in that gift and it's all good, but he's going to allow you to manage that gift, to put it in preserve mode, know when to use it, know who to give it to, knowing when to reserve it and things like that. God will give you steps along the way, okay? So I'm just going to jump into it. So the name of the message is God's Amazing Work. So I was reading a devotional and it took me to the book of Psalm, and it was talking about when David was talking about how God knitted us together in our mother's womb, and how God knew us in the darkness of the womb, how he made the complexities of our bodies, our minds, and all of our intricate parts. And he was just thanking God for the way that he made him as a human being. And God wanted me to get on here to tell you guys on tonight that he is an amazing creator. You are an amazing creator. You're made in the image of your daddy. So just like your daddy is a creator, how he made you, you are creator of other things. You're an innovator. You are a creative mind. You're a free spirited person. You know how to think outside of the box. God also gave us different things that we need to be able to thrive in this life that we have, okay? And other people will try to carbon copy you. They will try to clone you. They will try to go after the same things that you going after. But one thing about it is that they cannot clone you. God did not give people the liberty to make another person with your exact same fingerprint. There may be some similarities about you guys. There may be some things that look kind of like, kind of identical, but you like, no, that ain't my coach. Sometimes you may misplace somebody. You may be thinking that you know someone, and then when you get closer and closer up on them, or when they open their mouth, you say, no, never mind. I'm sorry. You wasn't the person I thought you was. But hey, how you doing? I'm sorry. You think that you know someone based off of what they look like from afar, but the closer you get to them, you see that that's not quite what I thought it was. So with some people out there, they are trying to walk in your footsteps, and it's nothing wrong with admiring people, and it's nothing wrong with being encouraged by someone, but be very careful and be paying attention to people who think that God made them the exact same way that he made you. He made all of us different. He made all of us with different strengths, different weaknesses. He took you a different route than he took somebody else. I was just talking to a young man this afternoon, and we were talking about siblings, and he was saying it's just amazing how you can have a set of siblings. They grew up in the same house. They have the same mama and daddy. They have the same DNA running through their body, but it's something about their genetic makeup that's a little different. One person may be suffering from a substance abuse. Another person may be suffering from, just low self-esteem. Or one person may have long hair. The other person may have short hair. One person may have a darker hue and the other person may have a lighter hue. That's how I am. Out of me and my siblings, I am the one who is the shorter one. I am the person who is the darker hue. I am the person who is just totally different in personality than the same people I grew up in the house with, the same people who we share the same mother and the same father with. All of us are different. So it's the same thing with you, your ministry, your goals, your achievements, your children, your marriage, everything that makes up your identity, everything that's connected to you, where you live at, what you choose to drive, what you choose to wear, how you choose to speak, what presentation you decide to do, how Holy Spirit work with you and you use your gift. It's going to be different. And God say that he does an amazing work all the time, especially within you. He took special care to create you. The scripture tells us in Psalm chapter 139 and 13, it says, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. So this is what God did for us. So your father knew you before you came into this earth. He knew that you were going to go that way. He knew that that thing was going to happen to you. He needed certain things for it to happen, for you to be produced, to become the person that he wanted you to be. He knew that once that thing happened, it was going to cause a response for you to have a deep empathy for this type of thing. He needed you to grow up in poverty so you can know how to get it out of the mud. So when you get it, you won't forget about him. He needed for your mother and your father to turn their backs on you so that when you got with your real kingdom family, you knew what love felt like. You would hold on to it and cherish it like nobody else would. You would be loyal. You would be dedicated. You would be honest. You would have integrity. You would sow into that thing on a different level. He knew that certain hurts, people turning their backs on you, lying on you, denying you. He knew, listen, if he took you that way, it would produce a certain tiger in you. It would produce a certain lion in you. I was just thinking before I began to press play, some of the things that my previous bosses has told me. Some people may think, oh, you're difficult, oh, you're stubborn, or oh, you're just different. I know one of my last few particular bosses, he actually said, it's something peculiar about you. It's something different. It wasn't like a negative thing, but it's something that stuck out to me. And in that moment, I felt something wake up in me. In that moment, Holy Spirit said, it's something different about you, meaning that I set you apart. I made you very unique. I made you complex. I knitted you together in a special divine way for you to do a special thing. And I knew in that moment I could not sit on that job but for so long. I knew in that moment that God was calling me higher. I knew in that moment even other people can see this thing that I've been kind of trying to deny and put a blanket over and pretend like, put that in the closet for another season and keep pressing it back every season. Like, no, that's not my identity. But it's something peculiar about you. It's something curious about you. It's something very unique and divine about you. And other people can see it. You guys may be going through seasons now where people will come up to you and say, it's something different about you. You don't act the way everybody else acts. You're not responding and in chaos like everybody else is. Your spirit is calm. You're very gentle. I feel like I can trust you. It's something about you that's different. There's something about you. It's the way that your daddy made you. He said that you are one of his amazing work. Okay, you were his amazing creations. He knitted you together with purpose. God got a purpose for you. And the scripture read on to say in verse 14, it says, thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. So somebody else had defined me as complex one time. They're like, oh, you're too complex. That basically means complicated. You have different facets about you that people don't understand. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a kingdom ambassador, if you are a person of Christ, you follow Jesus, you preach the gospel, if you have a person who helps people, you an empath, all of these things make you complex, and it's hard for you to get around average thinking people or get around familiar people and for you to fit in. Even as siblings, friends, co-workers, I never fit in any of those circles. That's because God got a whole different lane for me. He had an entire different pathway for me. I had to just get onto the road of discovery. So on your road of discovery, on your spiritual journey, on your awakening journey, whatever you would like to define it, God say he got special things that he placed in you to get you to do the things that he birthed you here to do. That's all we need to do is get in alignment with what God wants us to do. When I was looking at the devotion, it said that God created all humanity. So what that means is that he created you and me. So he created us here for a reason. If you tapped into the channel, you tune in, it's a reason that we're connected. I don't know the particular reason right off, but you can search your spirit and you can know the reason. Coach Jess is there to encourage me. Coach Jess is there to be a positive sound. She is a person that I can trust. She is a person that think how I think, even though she live in a different time zone. She live on the other side of the world. Coach Jess is just here for me. God placed her here for me for a reason, and it's up to you to take advantage of that reason. I got in place so that I can be here. It took a lot for me to be here. It took a lot for me to get out of grief. It took a lot for me to deny myself of doing negative things to my body, to my mind, staying in toxicity. It took a lot for me to have willpower and to have restraint and to have self-control, use emotional intelligence, do certain things for me to be here. It was not easy to get here. The same thing with you. It's not easy being you. It looks easy. It sounds easy. People may even try to do the same things you doing, but the way God brought you, it will not be the same process as it is for somebody else. That's why their intensity can't be like yours. That's why their ability to be able to relate to other people can't be like yours. In God's kingdom, there is no competition. You don't have to worry about nobody stealing your spot. You don't got to worry about nobody trying to steal your fingerprint. He made it very special like that, a complex development of you and I, so that it could be something, a distinction between you and another person. So it doesn't matter who you feel like is coming up against you or trying to be you, trying to clone you, trying to carbon copy what you have created. They cannot do it. It's no competition in the kingdom. So the best decision for you to do is to join these people, support these people, pray for these people, because in their own individual way, God is going to bless them. The same thing with you, okay? So, God created all of us, so he got a special plan for all of his children, and you don't have to worry. So just begin to do your lane. Don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on your own journey. Don't worry about if what you're doing is not making that much of an impact as far as numbers. All you need is one magnificent supernatural connection, a kingdom connection that God divinely brought y'all together, and it can change your life. You don't need a million people just for your life to change. God has gave you authority over a lane, whether it be cooking, cleaning, life coaching, business, parenting, education. He placed a lot of different gifts in us. What you need to do is focus on those gifts, okay? Because God does an amazing work, and the amazing work has been done in you. And He gave us certain things that we can do, okay? And these things stuck out to me while I was reading my devotion, and God had me to circle them. And then Holy Spirit gave me revelation about how these particular things help us be amazing, help us to use our complexity, help us use our uniqueness, our differences, and all the trauma we've been through to help other people, okay? So one of the things is our senses, okay? God knitted you together and created you with senses. So a lot of us, we know the five senses, okay? We know when something doesn't sound right, something don't look right, it don't taste right. We know when it don't feel right, the energy be off. You know, people be like, that energy, listen, you can read the room without opening your mouth. You know when somebody got some animosity or some beef with you. You know when you somebody saying something and it sound like blah, 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 blah. No, it ain't right. It's a counterfeit. It's a lie. It's a fraud. Listen, you know this stuff. When you see stuff and people saying they love you, but they constantly cheating on you. They constantly calling you out your name. They constantly putting their hands on you. They're constantly, what is it called? Disappointing you. You know when some don't look right, some don't sound right, some don't taste right, it don't feel right, and it showed on, like, it don't, feed your spirit. You know what I'm saying? You know, with these five senses that I'm saying, you know, you put something in your mouth. Oh no, that's too salty. I was trying to eat some noodles today. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wanted a piece of pasta, and I was trying to doctor it up. I think I put like some butter in it. Whatever I did, it wasn't the move. I put it in my mouth. Threw the whole bowl away. Okay, forgive me for squandering food, but I just couldn't eat it. Didn't taste right. One time I was fasting, I ordered a hamburger for my pizza. I was like looking forward to it. Put it in my mouth, and it was Italian sausages, which is the pork kind. It looks just like hamburger, so I assumed it was hamburger because that's what I ordered. No, it made me ill as soon as I put it in my mouth. Look, you know when something don't taste right. That's some of the things that God made you. He made you unique in that way so that you can use your basically common senses to be able to do the things that He asked you to do. It's not rocket science. I explained to you guys what I did on yesterday to be able to be good coming up here with you guys to deliver you the messages. It's not that hard. Whatever area you're supposed to be dominated in, it's not that hard for you to get started. You got to be obedient. You got to be paying attention to your common senses, okay? Another thing I wrote down is movement. So you have to think about where you're constantly going. That's why I journal a lot. That's why I'm constantly sewing into my channel. I'm constantly sewing into my daughter. I'm constantly eating clean. I'm constantly trying to get as many steps as I can get in. I know the direction and movement that I'm taking my life. The same thing with you. You have to get a balance. You have to get a regimen. You have to get something that's working for you. Just jot down maybe 3 things. Listen, I'm going to do these 3 things this week to get my life toggle back into the direction that I want it to be. You are the author of your story, so you get to scratch that out. That relationship, you thought that was it. Trust me, I thought it was it 2 times. I was wrong. Listen, you think that that degree you was getting, you thought that was it. Scratch it. Listen, I have to change my course of study. All right, we do it all the time. You thought that was it. You thought that that family member was your go-to family member, but you find out they're secretly envious of you, talking about you. That, scratch it. You can't commune with that person like you used to on that level. You thought certain stuff. You thought that financial strategy was it. Listen, that ain't it. You got to do more investing in this next season, mainly into yourself, into cutting back and spending all that extra money. You got to be a good steward. Some stuff you can just listen. You got to say that ain't working. Think about the things that's not working, and then think about 3 things that you can do to reverse it. If you talk too much, say, listen, I'm going to go into a ghost season. I'm going to go into disconnect all this social media and caring about what everybody else is doing and where they going and who they marrying. I'm got to focus on what I want for me and my kids. All right. So think about 3 things that you can do to change the direction of your life, whether it be drinking more water. That's something simple. Getting at least maybe 8,000 steps in per day. That'll help you with your confidence, release those endorphins, help you release some stress, release some of that inflammation. You can say another thing could be, okay, I'm not going to overreact. I'm going to start implementing emotional intelligence. I'm not going to be cursing people out. I'm going to just be quiet. I'm going to get off the clock. I'm going to take me 24 hours. Listen, I'm going to put in me a mental health day. I'm going to start putting in some more applications. I'm going to start the business. I'm going to record 1 video this week. Whatever you think of that's positive, that's going to get you closer to your goal. I don't know what your goal is, but I'm hoping that something that I'm sharing is going to be able to help you get to that goal, okay? So think of 3 things that's going to help you, movement, action steps that can help you get towards where you want to be. First, you got to know where you're going. It's like trying to get to the party and you don't know where you're trying to get to. One thing I love to do in my phone, I love to program the addresses in my phone. That's why I like to plan. I need to know where we going. I like to figure out how long it's going to take me to get there. When you invite me somewhere, this is what I'm going to do. This is the process. I'm plugging in my maps. I'm going to figure out how long it take me to get there. You give me the restaurant in advance. I'm going to be looking at their menu, trying to see, ooh, what type of restaurant is this? I want to see what the food be like. Okay, I'm going to be a hard person to surprise because I want to know all the details. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where, when, why, where is it located, where the exit doors once we get in there. I need to know like a lot. And that's just the complexity of my mind, okay? So, I like to program it in my phone. I like to put it in a category. I did this in the winter. I traveled there in the fall. Me and London went there in the summer. I like to put it in categories, okay? Stuff like that. I need to know where we're going. You get in relation with me, friendship with me, partnership with me. I need to know where we're going. You get you a life coaching session. I'm going to be asking you, what you trying to work on? What we doing here? What is our goal? Because I don't want to waste your time, and I definitely don't want to waste my time when I could be doing something else with London. I could be praying. I could be resting. I could be doing a lot of different things, okay? So I'm going to be asking you, what we doing? I want to best help serve you. What are we doing? Where are we going? Okay. Are you getting divorced or are you staying married? All right. Are you losing the weight? You happy with it? If you're not happy with it, what we about to do to change it? Because only you can take the steps of movement to get your life in a different direction. If it's not working, you have to think, listen, God ain't about to bless this. This ain't the direction he want to take me. I got to go to another one, and be willing to be flexible. I have to be flexible. I got to step outside of my comfort zone in order to do what God asked me to do. Okay. So another thing is he wanted you to focus on your emotions. So you have to figure out, listen, if I'm not getting my needs met, am I being vulnerable? Am I sharing to people exactly what's going on with me? Am I sharing my inner thoughts? Am I being honest about what I want, what makes me happy, and my desires? How are you handling situations? Are you overreacting? Are you being passive aggressive, holding things in and just being explosive? That used to be me too. I used to exit stage left really quickly. Passive aggressiveness, be bitter and mad, okay? And calling my grandma and somebody, telling them, tying up their phone about how they just mistreated me. No, you allowed it. You kept showing up. You kept doing the thing that you said that you wouldn't do, and now you mad. You're the only person responsible for that. You have to be vulnerable. You have to have a backbone. You have to say, listen, in a kind, smiling, gracious way, in authoritative. Look the person in one of their eyes and let them know exactly what you need, okay? With grace, with humility, with peace. It's going to be hard for them to tell you no. If they do, listen. It just won't their time to say yes. But if a person really is in relationship with you, you bring so much Christ, so much light, so much juice and sauce to the equation. They're going to be like, listen, the floor is yours. You got it. We surrender. What is it that you have to offer? And it won't be the people at your job. They probably will never see your value. Only maybe 1 or 2 people will see real, recognize real, and they'll say, listen, you was a real one. You got them people at your job right now. You be like, listen, They see you for who Christ really birthed you here to be, okay? They see, they know why your father got you here, the amazing work that you are. They see it from a mile away, but some people, they just will never see it, okay? God didn't give them the eyes and the spiritual ears to hear you for who you are. So handle your emotions. Think about how you handle conflict. Are you a resolution type person, or are you a person to get angry and let it fester, and then you hold grudges and be bitter and you can't get the mission accomplished with people who have wronged you? A lot of people are going to wrong you, and you have to learn how to handle that. You got to have a positive conflict resolution strategy where you either try to ignore it, or you speak about it head on, or you may pull back out of that environment. It depends on the level of how you have to commune with these people. Most of the time, you can go to that job, listen, get your check, handle the teamwork, the professional development, do whatever you need to do, and be out of there. But you got to have, like, your gift has to be something that you're doing, so you can have something else to focus on other than just the bad things that's happening at your job or in your relationship. You got to have something else going on other than just putting all your eggs in one basket and focusing on this one area, okay? Balance. You got to have that balance. So learn how to handle your emotions. And you are a natural creator. So it's something that God has asked you to create. If you have a problem or you're having a block in that area, connect with me. Get you an individual life coaching session. Email me. All of that information is in the description below. You click the link. If you're not able to invest, there is an email there. Email me and say, listen, I need to be able to get with you to figure out what my gift is, to see what I'm supposed to be creating. Think about what other people say that you're really good at. What do other people say? Like, hey, did you ever notice you was good at that thing? You were good at motivating people. I really didn't catch on to my gift until after I realized I had a lot of cousins, I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of co-workers. A lot of people would gravitate towards me. Strangers, people in the community partners, business partners, and they would all have this same relationship with me. And I was like thinking, what is it? And then I met my coach, and she was like, oh, it's life coaching, that you can actually have people sign up that you can help, that want your help. So that's how I was able to get started and figure out what it was I was supposed to be doing. I was doing it all along. I just hadn't taken notice to it. Like I tell you guys, my sister does hair. I have a dad who is a brick mason. I have nurses in my family. I have caregivers, educators. It's a lot of different things that you're good at that people will pay you to do. So you have to figure out what is that thing that really brings you alive. It's your purpose. It's a way to give back. And it can help you care for yourself, your kids. It can help you have influence, be able to help other people. It's something out here God has asked you to do. You are a creator just like your daddy. Okay? If you don't know you're a creator, I came on here tonight to let you know that you are one. You are God's amazing work, okay? And he did a very great thing in you. All right, so I'm going to get the baby to bed. She got to go to school tomorrow. I told her to give me like 20 minutes. I've been on here 27, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close off. And then I am going to get me some rest, okay? I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this message. I'm going to pray for you really quickly and jump off. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this blessed and prosperous word. God, thank you so much for moving the needle forward in this ministry. God, I just thank you so much for keeping us safely as we're traveling up and down the highways. Thank you so much for giving us the tools and strategies to be able to work on our amazing creation that you created us to be. God, bring us closer. Let us know that we need one another as humans. God, you created us in our mother's womb. You knew the bad things that would happen. You knew all the good things that are to come. We just thank you for all of these many blessings. We ask that you just bless us tonight as we are going down for our rest. We ask that you just wake us up rejuvenated and inspired to do your will on tomorrow. God, I just ask all these many blessings in your name. Amen. All right, Blessed Tribe. Like I said, if you have not gotten a life coaching session, get one. If you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I'm Coach Jess. I come up here all the time giving mental health motivational words. And I'm just so glad that you're here. And if this is your first time, welcome. If this is your returning time, just welcome for coming with me again. I love you guys. You guys are more than just subscribers to me. You're my family. You're my friend. You're my supporter. You are my partner. I love you guys. You guys have an amazing night, okay? And I'll see you on the next video.